We can solve the problem very easily. We're equipped with the best equipment, the best people, and you see what we're doing. I mean, Portland was coming down. It was busting at the seams.
In a domestic situation, there are rules about how people get arrested and how they're treated, and it doesn't look as if those rules have been followed. What appears to be different here is that the concept of what protecting the federal perimeter is has expanded beyond any what seems obvious to most people. And at least there are reports of agents out on the street detaining people, grabbing them, and putting them into trucks.
All of us agree that protecting Americans from attack is our most urgent national priority.
When we started to build DHS, my predecessor, my successors, we were very focused on having a kind of culture similar to the Defense Department, nonpartisan, non-political. We're here on a security mission, not to advance a political agenda. It was founded in the wake of September 11th, and it was focused on the issue of terrorism, particularly international terrorism. And it was designed to bring together most of the organs of the federal government that deal with protecting infrastructure against terrorist attacks, and also deal with our borders and our transportation system. Basically, any kind of national crisis of a sub-military nature fell within the domain of the department if the federal government was getting involved.
Here's what I think about the federal government being in our city. They were not asked to be here. They are not wanted here. They're not properly trained to be here.
There are elements and components within DHS that deal with securing federal facilities. There is a Federal Protective Service that's involved in making sure that federal buildings are protected and secured. There is not a general roving police power to go anywhere in the country.
I don't need invitations by the state mayors or state governors to do our job. We're going to do that whether they like us there or not. That's our responsibility.
If you have like a demonstration of some street violence, the first thing that would happen is there'd be communication between the department and the state and local officials responsible for law enforcement to see what do they need, what do they assess as the threat. But it would always be done with cooperation. It would never be done over the objection of local officials.
Just going back to the Portland situation, what is sort of the policy justification for federal officers not identifying their agency and their arrest authority when they take a protester into custody?
So I've been told by DHS that there is insignia indicating that they're law enforcement. They, in the case you're referencing, did identify themselves to the individual being obtained, but that they don't identify themselves to crowds because it would put them at great risk.
It's not clear who you're dealing with. It's not clear what their authority is. It allows people to masquerade as federal officials. So the failure to coordinate and failure to properly train and equip people to perform this job has created a sense of chaos. Typically what you would want to do is appear to be as reasonable and prudent as you can if you're going to deploy forces, because you want to show people that you're not, trying to do something outrageous, that you're really doing only what's necessary. This White House has done the opposite. They've taken even things that you could justify and made them seem so unreasonable and so political that immediately people lose trust. And that's not, I think, a good thing for the department.
If the mayor and the governor and the entire congressional delegation of a state are saying, don't come here, I'd have to stop and ask exactly what I am doing.
I doubt if there's a Republican or Democrat today, mayor or governor, that wouldn't contest the unilateral incursion of federal agents without coordination with state and local law enforcement officials.
Former leaders ought to say, this is overstep. You've got to take a deep breath and say, we will carry out our mission, but it will be our mission as authorized by law, executed in a lawful way, and planned and operated so that we can, in fact, follow the law.